The Austrian Grand Prix last year was super exciting with Red Bull and Ferrari battling it out at the Red Bull ring. Surprisingly, Ferrari came out on top against Red Bull. However, this year, the Red Bull team, led by Max Verstappen, has been showing incredible performance with their RB19 car. It seems like a safe bet to expect a Red Bull and Verstappen victory. But things might not be so straightforward, as teams are bringing upgrades and trying to improve their previous ones. This could potentially shake up the competitive order and create surprises. Buckle up, Formula 1 fans, because the action is about to ignite at the heart of Austria. But before we do that, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button down below if you like all things F1. Alright, now let's get back to the video. Aston Martin wants to make the most of their first big upgrade at the Austrian Grand Prix. Ferrari is planning to bring a significant upgrade to Red Bull's home track, and McLaren is also expected to make major changes to their MCL60. Now, let's focus on the Red Bull Ring racetrack and discuss what we can anticipate for the upcoming race weekend. The Austrian racetrack is quite versatile, with different sectors demanding specific car performance. The first sector requires good traction on slow corners and high straight line speed. The second sector also demands high straight line speed but requires agility in medium speed corners. The last sector focuses on high speed corner performance. Last year, Red Bull couldn't match Ferrari's superior race car, and Charles Leclerc took the win. Part of this was due to the sprint weekend format, which limited setup time for teams if their cars weren't balanced properly. However, this season, the RB19 has been easier for Red Bull to set up, giving Max Verstappen a better chance to secure a comfortable race victory at Austria, which is the home crowd's expectation. But it won't be a walk in the park. Red Bull's rivals are improving rapidly, and the sprint format adds an extra challenge for the team. Despite their dominance, they'll need to stay on top of their game to secure a win against the increasingly competitive field. Aston Martin recently introduced their first significant upgrade package of the season in Canada. However, they faced disruptions during practice sessions, which prevented them from fully unleashing the package's maximum potential. Mike Crack, the team boss, firmly believes that there is still more to be unlocked from the latest upgrade package. He expressed his confidence by stating, "When you put new parts on the car, you always have to be thrown on into a bit of a relearning loop. How is the car behaving in different conditions, different ride heights? We have a lot to learn and we have to develop the car further over the next races." Friday was a very difficult day. It was the most confusing day we had so far this season because of the conditions and the interruptions with different programs at different times. We were really not sure where we were. Maybe Fernando had a better feeling than we had. Aston Martin's primary objective with the recent upgrades was to enhance their downforce generation. They aimed to achieve two important goals. First, to improve performance in slow corners by having better downforce. And second, to run with less loaded wings in order to minimize aerodynamic drag. This second goal is particularly crucial at the Red Bull Ring, as the circuit features 3 DRS zones, or drag reduction system zones. When the Aston Martin car hits the track, the team will focus on optimizing their upgrade package to its fullest potential. Their aim is to strike the perfect balance between downforce and drag, ensuring the car performs optimally. Additionally, the team will pay close attention to improving medium and high-speed corner performance, an area where their previous car, the MR23, struggled notably at the Barcelona circuit. This improvement will be vital for their performance at the Austrian Grand Prix. Mike Crack said, "The latest evolutions seem to work. Now circuits with high-speed corners are coming, and I think our car will improve. We are looking forward to Austria because that is where we will see the true strength of Red Bull. Our motto for Spielberg, attack." Ferrari, the winners of last year's Austrian Grand Prix, have faced challenges this season and their chances of contending for victory have decreased. However, they are determined to mount a strong challenge by introducing a series of upgrades at the upcoming Austrian Grand Prix. To gather data and test their upgrades, Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz took turns driving the SF23 at Ferrari's Fiorano test track. The team experimented with a new front wing assembly and revised floor, which were influenced by the successful Red Bull RB19. Additionally, Ferrari is expected to unveil a new rear wing during the race weekend at the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg. The team has made modifications to the underbody, including changes to the venturi tunnels, inspired by Red Bull's design. These upgrades primarily aim to improve the drivability of the SF23. Ferrari identified a lack of consistency as a key factor hindering their performance in races, and they aggressively strategized tire usage in Canada, resulting in a 4th and 5th place finish. Despite starting lower on the grid, both drivers felt that their race pace could have been even stronger. It remains to be seen if Ferrari has successfully addressed their tire struggles. If they have, the SF23 could be a formidable challenger at the Red Bull Ring. Ferrari's team principal Fred Vasseur expressed his thoughts after the Canada race, stating, "Ferrari is not getting carried away after positive signs, but believes that it is a step in the right direction. We don't have to draw a conclusion about the situation or the season after one race. Montreal is a bit different. It's a lot about curbing. The track is green, but it's true that we are going in the right direction, and I hope that it will be also the case in 2 weeks now in Austria." Lewis Hamilton and Helmut Marko have expressed their belief that Ferrari and Charles Leclerc will pose a significant threat at Spielberg. As a result, it would be wise for us to keep a close eye on the two scarlet red Ferrari cars during the upcoming race weekend. McLaren is taking a proactive approach to improve their performance by bringing a substantial upgrade package to this weekend's Grand Prix. The team has faced a challenging start to the season, scoring only 17 points. McLaren acknowledged that they fell short of their development goals for the MCL60 chassis during the winter. In an effort to turn things around, McLaren plans to introduce several modifications in the 3 races leading up to the summer break, building on the enhancements introduced in Azerbaijan at the end of May. Team boss Andrea Stella is optimistic about the Austrian Grand Prix, believing that the track will be better suited to their car's characteristics. He also expects the upgrades to work in the team's favor. Stella expressed his hopes, stating, "Austria is a track in which we have done well in the past. I think 6-7 corners, 4 of them are high speed, which we should be competitive on. That Austria is, like I said already for some time, our first step bringing upgrades. I think this can be more important than how suitable the track is, the characteristics of our car. Ultimately for us, it is a milestone in terms of possibly turning around the season, not only thanks to what we bring to Austria, but also what will follow in the next races." When asked about the scope of the upgrade package that McLaren will unveil at the Red Bull Ring, Stella responds by emphasizing the reliability and consistency of the new components. He mentions that around 50% of the updated package will be visible in Austria, with the remaining 50% divided equally between the subsequent races at Silverstone and Hungary. This phased approach allows McLaren to gradually introduce and assess the effectiveness of the upgrades over multiple races. Stella explains the plan, stating, "I'm banking on this package, but across the pretty much 3 races in which we will introduce it, these should be a few tenths of a second that should be noticeable from a lap time point of view." McLaren has planned a series of updates for their car, starting with the introduction of a new floor, new side pods, and a new sole cover at the Austrian Grand Prix. These changes mark the first round of updates for the team. Following this, McLaren will focus on improving the mechanical components of the car in Hungary, while also introducing new wings at Silverstone. The team has adopted a 3-step strategy, introducing the prepared pieces to the McLaren chassis as soon as they are ready. This approach is driven by the necessity to make improvements and maximize the performance of the car. By implementing these updates in stages, McLaren aims to gradually enhance the overall performance and competitiveness of their car. Mercedes has decided not to bring any upgrades specifically for the Austrian Grand Prix, as they are targeting the next batch of upgrades for Silverstone. However, the team remains optimistic about their chances at the Red Bull Ring, especially considering that their underperforming W-13 car was still able to compete for pole position last season. There is curiosity surrounding how the new W-14 car will perform at Red Bull's home track this season. Toto Wolff, the team principal for Mercedes, expects positive outcomes from the upcoming Austrian Grand Prix. He believes that the more conventional nature of the circuit will suit the characteristics of the W-14, resulting in improved performance compared to their showing at the Canadian Grand Prix. Wolff expressed his thoughts, stating, "It's a short lap in Spielberg and looks straightforward on paper. Several long straights broken up by a range of slow, medium speed, and fast corners. But it's a challenging one to put together and get right. We will aim to build on the momentum we have generated over the past 2 races and continue our positive trajectory with the car. It's a venue where the W-14 should perform better than in Canada, but we won't take anything for granted." With Wolff being an Austrian himself, a good result is what he would be expecting from his team and both drivers. Will Aston Martin optimize their new upgrade package and find the perfect balance? Can Ferrari overcome their tire struggles and mount a strong challenge? Will McLaren's massive upgrade package turn their season around? And how will Mercedes fare without any planned upgrades for Austria? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.